Officials from the Department of Education in the Eastern Cape, alongside members of the provincial legislature, are conducting oversight visits to schools in the province. This comes after a time when schools are reopening for the third quarter. Our reporter Abongile Jantjies is in Zwelitsha alongside Education MEC Fundile Gade. What is the MEC saying this morning, Mr. Jantjies?
Well, good morning to you too, Desiree. The MEC Fundile Gade and alongside the members of the legislature are out in schools across districts this morning to ensure that schools, to check out the preparedness for this third term. Any time that's lost now, it will hinder the progress, the academic calendar, especially when it comes to the matric results. With me, I do have the MEC. A very good morning to you, MEC. You're about to go and visit some schools here in the Buffalo City Metro today. But kindly tell us about the provincial plan to ensure that there are no hiccups during this time that has left now.
No, thanks once more. Good morning to you and good morning to the viewers of the SABC. We have a strategic planning session about 2 weeks back, so as to be able to prepare thoroughly for the reopening of the schools. But we had an attitude of having 2 in 1, that of planning for the reopening of the schools, but equally respond to an interventions for grade 12s as well, because within this period, we needed to ascertain the public and also the parents of the Eastern Cape what then becomes our strategic view in redeeming ourselves in terms of the decline that we have sometime last year, in as much as it was a national decline, but it didn't augur very well for us as a province because we were on the ascendance in terms of the performance systems in the sector. So basically today up until next week, we have got school visits to check the preparedness in terms of the human resource. We have issued the bulletins to appoint to the vacancies that have been there. Your HODs, deputy principals and principals of school, about 900 of them, which were vacant inclusively across all the province. So in a space of 2 weeks, they should have sat in the interviews and bring back that particular report. But equally, in terms of the requirements of the PPEs, we have also given schools through the school funding norms, so as to cut the period in between now and the transition of opening schools. Some of about 68 million of it, so that they can start the process, whilst we are dealing with the broad procurement of almost everyone, because our understanding was that there are PPEs that have been left in terms of the audits that we have made, but we just wanted to be sure that our schools are centers of safety. There are no infections, there are no deaths, occurrences on the basis of the COVID-19.
As we speak now, MEC, have all your teachers been vaccinated in the province?
Yes, we have vaccinated all of them, except the about 5,000 of them who are, some are pregnant, some has got some sicknesses that would require some specific diagnostic for them to be vaccinated. Otherwise, in terms of the rollout plan, we have been able to deal with them, and also we have been able to vaccinate about 13,000 non-teaching staff. So we have surpassed the target in terms of the vaccination program, and Department of Health of the province was quite handy to us because we created a lot of vaccination centers for us. For example, myself, I must go back for the second jab on the 30th. Mm-hmm. Yes, so we're fine.
Okay, coming to the matric class, the class of 2021, how do we ensure that they don't decline? Last year there was a 5% decline. How do you ensure that that doesn't decline furtherly? And we're still under COVID-19. And last year you said it was due to the effects of COVID-19 that led to that decline. Despite having invested in ICT, ensuring that the learners do get study material through ICT, those tablets. But how do we ensure that there's no decline this year?
Look, we have sat down. We have made an analysis of the first and the second quarter. And we have picked up which subjects are actually a thorn in the flesh in the Department of Education in the Eastern Cape. And we have drawn few lessons. One lesson is that we have assembled a team of interventions that focuses on all those learners that are at level 1 currently. Because our interventions now must not be generic, they must be specific. Who is at level 1 now? Which subject is he or she at level 1? At what percentage? Can he or she between now and the trial examinations of September close up the gap of that percentage? Let's say, for example, she's at 25%. We need 30% for him or her to pass. Can we close that 5% now? And that is the focus of the department. Focus on level 1s, focus on those that have got a few areas for them to pass and get the 6 subjects for them to pass grade 12. And lastly, focus in OR Tambo Coastal, precisely because OR Tambo has got a huge number of maths and science students in the country. Out of 15,000 grade 12s in OR Tambo Coastal, 8,000 of them are doing maths and physics.
Okay. How are investigations into the department? Where are they now? The SIU once investigated. The last time we spoke, you said it was nearing an end. The Premier was supposed to sign and then make the document public. How are investigations into the department happening now?
No, the investigations have been concluded. It's just that have not been made formally by the SIU to us. And my understanding is that the report has been presented to the Premier. But the preliminary report has got no significant material effects to the department in terms of the PPEs. Because you remember, PPE was a sore spot in the country, which the President has proclamated and wanted us to at least handle the public purse in a better way. And I'm happy with the preliminary report, so to speak, because even the case that was in the media space about one official, it has got absolutely nothing to do with governance issues. It has got more to do with the civil aspect, where a family clash over a proceedings of that. So it has got nothing to do with the procurement processes of the department. So I'm then saying, from where I'm seated, at least as a province, we have performed quite very well in terms of the procurement of the PPEs.
Okay, lastly, what's your target for the matric, for the class of 2021? What's your target percentage for the class of 2021?
The people of the Eastern Cape has been quite very vocal about it, that at least we must go back where we were. If we have performed below the belt, we should be where we were before. So in essence, we must go back to that 75.6. And indications are clear that we are going to be able to do that. Precisely because when I was making my own analysis of the first and second quarter, we had a decline of 1.6 from the systemic trends that we had in the past 3 years, analyzing the past 3 years results. But my interest was that we have got also an increase in terms of percentages on 7 subjects that have been a problem in the province. For example, business economics, agricultural management sciences, and also and social sciences. They have got increase. The only area that is a thorn in the flesh for me in the province is maths, to be precise. Of course, it's a national crisis, maths, so to speak, because there is no province that performs above 40% in mathematics in the country. But equally, we are one of the best performing provinces in maths and physics.
You pride yourself.
Yes, I'm proud of that. But I'm not comfortable as well in as much as that, because if we can take that maths into 40% at least, then I will be comfortable.
I thank you so much for your time, sir.
Okay.
Well, Desiree, that was the MEC for Education here in the Eastern Cape telling us about the plans that they have to ensure that no time is lost, and all the plans that have been put in place will come into effect to ensure that there's smooth sailing and that there's no further decline, especially with the pass rate. Desiree?
Thank you so much there to Abongile Jantjies as we try to round up education centres and schools around the country as we monitor returns back from the winter holidays. Now, Gauteng Education MEC Banyaza Lesufi says the department is 98% ready to kick off the second term of school after extended delays due to the alert level 4 lockdown. He was speaking to SABC News earlier on oversight visits to schools. He also weighed